welcome to the Living Strong Television Network broadcast where I'm your host. Hey, Prophet Johnson, you know what to do right quick. Call a friend, call a neighbor, and indeed let them know. Look, guys, Living Strong is on. You can't go wrong when you're watching and living strong. We're in that fastest 30 minutes, and it starts right now. As soon as I can get started on where I'm starting at. And so I think I'm gonna start with where I'm somewhere starting, I guess. Okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Ask yourself a question. Say to yourself, why is it? Ask yourself one question and answer this question for me. Why is it that people in life don't care? Can you answer that for me right quick? Because that's been a big shang dang or doodle-lang with me and with other folks falling out with me because they were complaining all over the world about folks. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter where you come from. Well, maybe all that does matter. But people in life just don't care or appears to care. Well, you might say, well, Prophet Johnson, well, some do. Yeah, well, maybe some. Maybe some. And so let's look at Matthew chapter number 24. I believe it is. We're going to start off there. Matthew 24, the topic is people that don't care, you know. And I told Captain this is going to be a one-off. And Captain is like, I don't know, Prophet, this may be one of them things that may have to last forever. And I'm like, well, it's going to be a short marriage. Here it is. Let's look Matthew chapter number 24 and in verse number 1, let's just start at 1 and I'll read fast. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So the temple represents the church. And if you look at the church right now, where are the stones now? Stones of fire, the children of God, minister the flaming fire. The church is closed out, is thrown down, symbolic of where we are today. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, what shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of the world? Here it is. And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. No man deceive you. Why would they deceive you from the beginning? Because they don't care. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. But how are they coming in his name, saying, I am Christ? They represent Christ on TV, deception, saying, okay, you've seen it throughout the line. Many have come in the form talking about their Jesus, Jim Jones and others. But right now we just got a high-tech Jim Jones society in which the Antichrist is falsified Christ, low profile. And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. We don't want to talk about that. See that you be not troubled. Did he say that? For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. The end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation. Well, Prophet Johnson, how long is that going to go on? You tell me. You see, you got to remember that Abraham with Sarah decided to get Hagar. Sarah was the wheat. Hagar was the tare. Hagar bare Ishmael, which was a wild warrior. That was the tare. Abraham bare Isaac, which was the wheat. But when they were young, Ishmael was taunting Isaac, pushing him around. The wheat, the tare was taunting the wheat to push it around. Why? Because they were not of the same seed. One came from a bad seed, which was Ishmael. Another came from a good seed, which was Isaac. That's why you see war in the Middle East over the tribes of Israel. But they're all brothers and sisters, according to the Bible. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Not enough right now. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of sorrows. Oh no, we are fat, except when the weather change and the lights go out, and we're in 30-degree weather, and we're not used to that because we're used to sunshine, blue skies. Please go away. Girls found another and gone away. Went my future. Now, how about this one right here? How about the new song by old Smokey Robinson? Boy, old cruising. Do y'all see that television commercial? That cruising commercial. Isn't that something? Smokey Robinson. Boy, he's smoking it up on that commercial on TV. Everybody loves that commercial. I love it when we're cruising together. Just like old J.J. Tubb, my uncle. He looked like Smokey Robinson. I love it when we cruising together. We ain't cruising nowhere now. That cruise ship sunk off the coast of Texas and Cancun with all the gold and silver. Then, listen, these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. Look at this. It shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. You hadn't got there yet, have you? Oh, we're working on it. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Now, look at this. And how God allows the Bible to segment itself, to pasteurize itself. And then each and every word that's coming forth in one scripture or another may not relate to an exact now, but it then does relates to a certain now in your life. Look at this. Many shall be offended. You can't tell the truth nowhere. Nowhere. You see, people just don't care. You know, and I was talking to someone, and I was saying, well, why don't they do this? Or they said, oh, in so many words, I can't say what they said. Father, you know, they don't care. You know, Daddy, they don't care. Mommy, they don't care. Sister, brother, they do not care except for one thing, and that's themselves, what they can get for themselves or their children or their families. And a lot of them don't care nothing about the children. A lot of them don't care nothing about the fathers, don't care nothing about the sons. They don't care. Mothers don't care nothing about the daughters. They don't care. Why don't people care? In the government, $15 minimum wage over 5 years, they don't care. Didn't I tell you, you can vote for them all they want? Sam and Raph work together. You see, one or two persons can disrupt the whole system. Why? Because they got the power to do it. Why? Because they don't care. Why is there white supremacy? Why is there hatred? Why is there racism? Why is there lying in the church with pastors stealing, hypocrisy, hypocrite? It don't matter about the folk. See how weak the church is? Why? A great falling away. Because people, what? They don't care. Go to a restaurant. Drive through the restaurant. It doesn't matter. Roach eyes, you call it Popeyes. McDonald's, you call it Donald's. You can go to any of them. They don't care. You can go to Taco Bell. You get a warm taco, not hot, cool. They don't care. The people working there in the system, in the government, in the school, in the health. What I don't want to say. What do you call this? the system to where they're talking about black people not getting shots and white people getting all the shots, healthcare system. Folks, do you have the answer? No, I'm going to show you the answer, so don't be rushing me. Here it is. And then shall many be offended, verse number 10, Matthew 24, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets. Do you see that word, false prophets? Don't think about a man sitting up saying, thus saith the Lord. Your false prophets are all on television, in the medical arena, in the field arena, selling pillars, selling food items, selling stuff that don't work. Those are your false prophets too. And shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. It's easy to deceive the folks. It's easy. When you look at the QAnon conspiracies, okay, don't forget President Trump is going to be president March 4th. Okay, so we're going to get him elected again. When you look at this, and their mind is so warped and shall deceive many. Think about the Antichrist. It's going to be so easy. I don't even want to have time for this. For the Antichrist, if Trump can speak at this, CPAC today, and deceive millions, white folks, boy, some of y'all black folks, and deceive millions without conscience, and they march to their death with their soul, believing this. What do you think the Antichrist is going to be able to do? What do you think? You see, those dummy Dems that's in there right now, didn't I tell y'all? They was just like all the rest of them. Once you voted for them, once you got them in there, they sit up, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. A lot of them, both Republican and Democrats, with their alternative lifestyle partners, and then they gonna sit back and justify. Come on, dummy Dems. A certain amount of money passing a bill, y'all crazy. Talking about getting the filibuster back, y'all crazy. For what? What did the roguish cans do? What did the Donald Steelers do? They stole everything and didn't care and don't care. And now you act like you want to care? Y'all don't care. That's why you won't give nobody no money. Here it is. And the answer to the reason why they don't care. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound. Did you hear that? That's what happened in the Capitol. That's what's happening in America. And the love of many shall wax cold. They got cold love. Wax cold. They don't care because their love have waxed cold. But he that shall endure unto the end. This is a fight for survival. The same shall be saved, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world. That's what we're doing on Living Strong. 190 plus countries and counting, stretching it into all the world. First of the internet to receive. For a witness unto all nations. There won't be no getting away, because God gonna play this tape back and say, didn't Prophet Johnson tell y'all that you didn't care? Why? You got houses, you got cars, you got money, you got boyfriends, you got drugs, you got rock and roll, had what you never had before. You're not in the field picking cotton, not on the street running like you used to run, just being hunted as pawns in a game by the snake dog, Kunta Kinte black policeman as well as the white policeman. And so now you're hunted as pawns in the game, but your field has been limited. And so now that God has blessed you, the houses and land and Hollywood and cars and synchronization and sports, what do? We sit in the epitome and in the abyss of time, not knowing that a day to the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like one day. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy coming in the morning. God said, all Jesus loved the world. For God so loved the world. He cared and had compassion. Opened up the blinded eyes. Healed the sick. Caused the lame to walk. And the dumb to speak. Raised the dead. He had compassion for the love of God. Gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. God so loved the world that he cared, but they don't care. Say, why? Because it doesn't concern them. None of my matter, none of my business. Why should I love people? Why should I have compassion on people? I was done wrong. I was done this. Let me tell you something. God going to judge you. And he going to judge us according to our compassion, our love. And why is it in today's time that people just don't care? I had somebody that got so mad at me. Oh, they was mad, done did this and did that. I kept saying, well, those people don't care that when you went through the restaurant line. I said, well, their sons don't care, the daughters don't care. I said, they just fussed me out. Why? I know they don't care. Why you keep telling me they don't care? Because God spoke something to me, and this may be a one-off. He said, ask my people what happened to their love, what happened to their joy, what happened to your peace and your compassion and your caring for one another and your house to house and breaking bread. What happened? You got a tear, you got a demon, and the love of many have waxed cold, even in the society, even in the church. The pastors are farce. We are missing it all. Why? Because people don't care. Not all. You still got people that'll stop on the side of the road, help you. If you run out of gas or your truck break down. No. I'm asking a question. Why is it that certain people, and the majority of people, 90%, do not care? How do you know? Start in your family. Add them up. How many brothers and sisters you got that care? Now wait. It's getting mighty short, isn't it? The list getting mighty short. Name the ones in there that don't care. You got to do all the work, clean the house, help the mama, help the daddy, call to check on them, but you got certain ones that don't even care. But when they need something, you hear from them. They calling you. Oh, boy. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Luke, chapter number 10, and verse number 25. And behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, a lawyer. That's why Jesus rough on lawyers. Jesus said, you lawyers, y'all about don't stand a chance in hell. Jesus said, very few. Lawyers, judges, I pity y'all. I really pity y'all. I really do. Y'all are the ones that I pity more than policemen. And I pity policemen's bad, especially the ones that I know that have done so much evil throughout my life. Being black, for you white folks, I wish y'all could be black for one day. And I could take y'all place in being white. When they switch y'all over to being white the next day, y'all will thank God. Y'all will thank God, white people, because y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea, white people, what it means to be white. I wish y'all knew what it meant to be white, because I do. And the reason I know is because I know what it means to be black. Being black, Africa, all the other nations, in America, it's not what you think. What you see on TV, sports, Hollywood, commercials, black and white people marrying, two black men kissing each other. This is not what you think, Africa. This is a sin-sick nation. We're living in a modern-day Sodom and Gomorrah. America's in trouble, full of hatred, full of racism, full of envy, full of strife. And on top of that, you can't tell black people nothing. Black people will destroy black people until a white man destroys the black man. And then they'll march in the streets. And they want to ask and make the statements of, where are the black fathers in the family? The woman got 3 and 4 children, where the daddy at? They want to say the black man need to pull his pants up and come off the street. They want to say this and say that about the black man. Let me say this for all of you critics out there. For the woman that got the children are 4 and the man is gone. For the men out in the streets whose pants hanging down. Black men don't know who they are. They have not come into the realization and the governmentation of who they really are. And they've been beaten the hell and back so long until to many of them, it didn't even matter. That's why they left the woman with the children. Because they was trying to find out who they was in life. So many black men done been missed out on jobs, opportunity, looked over. If you're in the workplace, you got to compromise, whether you're a man or a woman. You're second in line to the white people. They sit there and control the jurisdiction of the media or whatever office you're in. And if you don't kowtow, they'll try to get rid of you, either fire you or run you out of the workplace. White people, y'all got it made. Thank God that he made y'all white. Well, y'all are not white, you're reddish pink. So I call you the ped man. You're pinkish red, so I call you ped. If I seen a white person, I'd run. I'd bow down and worship them because that would have to be an angel. There's no such thing as a white human being on the face of the earth. They're reddish pink. The native got it right when they called them the red man. Red man. And black people, many of y'all ain't no better than the white man. Y'all full of evil just like them. Mexicans, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself of how y'all treat black people when they go to Cancun and they travel. Over in Mexico, Cancun, all them places, they treat black people like dogs. I went over there on 2 cruises. They treated us like flat, what you would call first class 18th century niggers or Negroes. Mexicans over there in Mexico can't stand black people, especially in Cancun. They checked every bag every single black person had that went on or came off the ship. Didn't check no white people. And then they come over here to America, hustling from Nicaragua and all the other places. And we let you in, dummy dims, fine. That's why I like 45. He tried to get it right before 45. It didn't matter because he just didn't care, period. He was all about money and all about whatever. So it don't matter about 45 either. But now that y'all coming into America, black people have no idea what y'all are like, you see. But you come in and you get by their houses, you set up, junk up the places or whatever, take their jobs, and white people love it. It's all a part of the system. Y'all work for the white people, Mexicans. You don't work for the black people. That's why many of you hate black people and you laugh and smile in their faces taking their jobs and they could care less. Why? Because they black people. White people get you here, they hire y'all, then they complain about you. Why they firing black folks? Tell it like it is Prophet Johnson. White people don't care. That's right. That's why I tell it on all of them. But because I care. Captain, I don't know where we at, but I don't know if I'm going to finish this. And behold, a certain lawyer, chapter number 10, verse number 25, stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? A lawyer. Look at what he says to the lawyer. He said unto him, what is written in the law? How readest thou? What Jesus said, what are you checking out? Yale and Harvard? He answering said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and with all and love thy neighbor as thyself. I'm gonna read it again. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy strength, with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. With all thy heart. Forget about it! Forget it! You are not going to love God with all your heart. Why? Because you will have to love your neighbor as yourself. You have to love your sisters and brothers. Hint, hint. With all thy soul. Soul! Which means you're going to care. You're going to love. With all thy mind! Your mind going to be stayed on the Lord 24/7. No, we don't. We keep our mind on the devil. Gossiping bunch of hennies, guineas. And he said unto him, thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. Did you hear that, lawyer? That's why you're not going to make it. God knows you don't love the people. You love their money. Judges, you love their money. Will lie, cheat, and steal to get on the Supreme Court, won't answer no questions. Y'all love it. This is power. It's all about money. It's the system. You see, why people do what they do? Why people don't care? Why don't people care? You're around folks right now that don't care nothing about you. That's right. You know what they do? I'm going to tell you what they do. They're going to rendezvous with you. They're going to crack you up, cocaine you up, dope you up, drink you up. Once you get drunk and zooted out, they're going to steal your money. Send you home broke. That's what they've been doing to you. Why? Because they know you don't care about your reputation. They know you don't care about your name. Doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or a judge. If you are one that is out there in the street and have sold yourself to society and compromised, then you have missed God on this. Even Jesus knows. He did not make our bodies to go and deal with all this stuff. Jesus didn't make our body to drink corn liquor. Come on now. Jesus didn't make our body to drink white lightning. Jesus did not make our body for methamphetamine, for crack, for cocaine mixed. He did not make our body for all that. None of it. Okay? Well, Prophet Johnson, there's a line that you draw. A certain line in life you don't cross. If Jesus gave the herbs for the healing of the nation, then that means that we've got to do what is right by the earth for the healing of the nation. Some of y'all think a herb is just in that little you know what I mean? Captain gave me 3 minutes. We got the radio broadcast. I got to read this, and I'm going to read this fast. And Captain told me not to do a one-off, but this might be a one-off. So we're going to read it fast and finish up, and we'll get started on tomorrow night, fresh, hot, and heavy. I don't know where I'm going. Jesus said to the lawyer, he said, yeah, if you do this, and you're going to live. But he willingly to testify himself said unto Jesus, and who is my neighbor? See him being sarcastic, stinking mug, or stinking mug. Boy, Jesus should have knocked that mug out. Now watch Jesus waste all this time on this devil. Captain, I got a couple of minutes here. And Jesus answering said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him dead. Stripped of raiment can be stripped of mind, stripped of dignity. In this case, stole all his clothes, stole his money, beat him up, and left him on the side of the road. And by chance, there came down a certain priest. Here come the preacher. Here come the prophet. Here come your big bishop in his Rolls Royce, your stank-o-vision teacher. And by chance, there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. That joker drove that old horse and buggy right on around. Look at that old bomb over there. I got on my robe. I'm holy. I'm the king of the bunch. I'm the one that's full of the ranch. I'm bossy. I'm the king of the bunch. Big bishop, full of old hate, old stinking old pastor, stinking mug with all his money. That's what happened. And a Levite, when he was at the place, Captain, I got 1 minute, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. Levite. That's a shame. Captain, that's the one that hold the office. That's the Levitical priesthood. That's captain. Those are the holy ones chosen by God. He's telling you, church, folks don't care. They don't even care. Devils talking about Jesus. You don't love no Jesus. Captain, I'm closing. Hold on. But a certain Samaritan, Prophet Johnson from the projects of Mississippi, broke, poor, and a vagabond. I'm closing, Cap. As he journeyed, came where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion on him and went to him and bound up his wound, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his beast and brought him to an inn and took care of him. How is oil and wine going to heal the wound? It's not. It is symbolic of the blood of Jesus and the crushing of love. I'm closing. I got 15 seconds. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took out 2 pence and gave them to the host and said unto him, take care of him, and whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was neighbor unto him that fell among thieves? And he said, he that showed mercy on him. Then Jesus said unto him, go and do likewise. Lawyers, judges, you saw what I did. I gave a lawyer as an example, but you will not show mercy. Not in the court system, not in the prison system, not in life. Why is it that people don't care? Why would a mama kill a child? Why would they have an abortion? Why would they take food and not feed the poor? Why is there hatred and racism and bigotry in the land? Because people just don't care. I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Bye.
I'm wiser, I'm stronger, and my hope is